Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us today for the launch of the Housing Supply Association. So give yourselves a clap. Before we begin today's formal proceedings, I'd like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of the land, and pay my respect to the elders both past and present. My name is Jerome Smith. I'll be your MC for this afternoon. I'm from the Ray White Group in New South Wales. I'm the Group Auctioneer and also Network Development Manager. So this won't be the start of an auction. This will be the start of a Housing Supply Association. Wonderful think tank here today. It's great to be able to see you all, and thank you very much for having me this afternoon. Some simple housekeeping rules, ladies and gentlemen, as we all get comfortable here this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, the facilities are located at the back end of the room, the ends of the space, through the doors in the south end of the building, also at the north of the building as well. On every table, there is an iPad, ladies and gentlemen, that contains an important housing supply survey. Please do fill out those surveys. If we can start doing those right now, that'd be great. So for all our leaders on the tables, can we please now start going to the iPads and start filling out those surveys? Please ensure that everyone at the table has time to complete the survey, as the information provided will assist the association staff to plan and deliver materials that are of value to all of you here today who come here for the official launch of the Housing Supply Association. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the event, these types of events take a lot of planning. I'd like to thank so many people behind today's event for going through and launching it. I'd like to thank all those people who have assisted and also have been key supporters of the Housing Supply Association. Dalton House, for use of this beautiful Harborside venue and their world-class catering services. I'd like to thank all the staff and all the people from Dalton House for going through and providing this great facility. Worldwide Printing, for the quality printed products you can see today. Power Creative for their audio-visual expertise. McCone Urban Planning and Development for their bronze sponsorship. And Hugo Halliday for their marketing events and public relations management. So why are we all here today? Everyone knows that Australia is experiencing a housing crisis. There's been much discussion in the media about this, and also at the dinner tables of mums and dads, families and people in business each and every day. Every newspaper has something about housing affordability almost every day or every week, on every mainstream newspaper here in Australia. Every radio show, every primetime talk show has floated ideas about how to go through and abolish negative gearing, to restricting the consumption of double shop soya lattes and avocado with smash feta on a Saturday morning. This is maybe some ways we can go through and reduce people's opportunity to go through and buy property. But all jokes aside, that's a bit of a joke. We're here to go through and try and stem the problem between what the crisis is and how we can narrow the gap instead of widen the gap. As an auctioneer, as someone who calls over 500 auctions for the Ray White Group a year, I see this happening every Saturday. Midweek during the week, I see aspirational young Australians wanting to get into the market, but I suppose the desire and the actual widening of the gap keeps getting bigger and bigger all the time. It's great to see our wonderful Minister, Mr. Anthony Roberts, Minister for Planning and Housing and the Leader of the House here today. With the O'Farrell, Baird, Berejiklian and Baralo governments, this man is really leading planning forward. I know we had 20 years of hard Labor, but now under the Liberal government we are seeing some really good action within this space with appropriate development, urban activation plans. We're seeing the South West Rail Link and also the North West Rail Link being a signature policy of this government. But I do say to government, keep that conversation going with your federal counterparts about how we can try and bridge the gap, whether it be through benefits for bigger companies decentralising from the city, moving to Parramatta and going to new CBDs such as Parramatta and other regional centres in New South Wales is such an important part of this conversation. So, ladies and gentlemen, out of respect for your busy schedule, we'll keep things moving. It's been a very, very busy day thus far for a lot of you. Today we're going to go through and hear from some of the best leaders in the property development industry. People whose job is to plan, create and deliver housing. We're at the coalface of the issues surrounding affordable housing in Australia, and who can make a real tangible difference each and every day to make sure that we bridge the gap for the new millennials and for those who want to get in. We have here today Mr. Dr. Andrew Wilson, Chief Economist for the Domain Group. You'll see him on Channel 7, Channel 9 almost every night or every Saturday. He'll outline the key housing affordability issues we now face and into the future. Our keynote speaker here today is the Honourable Anthony Roberts, the New South Wales Minister for Planning and Housing, and he'll discuss the government's mandate and commitment towards making housing affordable again. I know that he's working with his federal counterpart, Mr Michael Suka, down there in Canberra, trying to go through and bridge the gap. Aris Labidis, the Development Manager at the Coronation Property and Vice Chair of the Housing Supply Association, will provide insights into the history, mission and vision and need for this news association. And we'll hear from Bill Pickering, the Mayor of Ryde City Council, the Metropolitan Director of the Local Government Association and Consultant CEO of the Housing Supply Association, and will outline membership benefits, levels and opportunities. So, ladies and gentlemen, a regular housing market speaker and presenter for the Committee for Economic Development of Australia, CEDA, and an appointed housing market expert and advisor to the federal government-funded Australian Urban Research Infrastructure Network. Our first speaker's experience spans senior property and construction research positions within the industry, academia and government. His research and commentary has been published in various academic journals and industry publications covering a wide range of residential property and construction issues. Please join me in welcoming our first speaker, the housing market expert and chief economist for the Fairfax-owned Domain Group, Dr. Andrew Wilson.